I'm here because I'm pissed off. They talk free market and they talk deregulation as long as it's to their advantage, as long as they can steal a few more bucks from us. But you know, once their Ponzi scheme collapses, they want us to bail them out and help them pay for their mansions and their limousines.
Putting the hundreds of billions of dollars into the Wall Street financial houses is into the hands of the same dumb managers that gave us this financial catastrophe in the first place. And as I see it, it's nothing but cronyism for President Bush and his gang supporting their cronies in Wall Street.
And what do we get for it? What do we get for making this money available, for borrowing this money against our grandchildren's lives, basically? We already have the most enormous foreign debt that we've ever had. Our country is already almost owned outright by the Chinese and Japanese investors who've been funding our war in Iraq. And so we're already in debt, $700 billion because of that. They want to add another $700 billion or more. It could even go more than that. The way Bush's original proposal is they could only loan up to only buy out $700 billion worth of these failed properties at once. But as fast as they could roll them over, they could buy more.
I want the deal to incorporate equity in the corporations we're loaning money to. Public equity, where the public owns part of those corporations. This is not weird. France owns a lot of Air France. Mexico owns a lot of Air Mexicana. It's not too weird for governments to be invested in major institutions within societies. It's not weird at all.
We feel that it's unfair to provide welfare for the rich. I'm barely scraping by, and for the last several years I've had 2 jobs. I have 1 now, and I think the people who've made these risky investments have no idea what the average citizen contends with on a routine daily basis.
I'm opposed to the bailout plan that's being discussed in Congress. I think the Wall Street bankers and the free marketeers should drink their own Kool-Aid in this instance. Let's let the free market take care of it. They're the ones who believe in the free market. I believe in keeping my tax dollars in my pocket if I can, not giving it to Wall Street.
Why should we support them when we can barely support ourselves?
I know it's going to cause a lot of trouble and pain with the problems we have with the economy right now, and I think that's something that's unavoidable and is not going to be caused by our outcome on this decision, but is something that's been in place for a long time.
There has to be an end to this sometime. We can't continue to expect taxpayers to pay for the mistakes of wealthy gamblers.
If you can't afford to lose it, you shouldn't be risking it. It's like gambling. Don't go to the casino if you can't afford to lose the money you're putting in the machine.
Lock your heart!
Bailout for Wall Street.
No welfare for the rich. Well, that's what America is all about, folks. It's about taking money from people that work for a living and giving it to the wealthy people. The George Bush regime are not Republicans, they're not conservatives, they are pirates. Paul Krugman nailed it, man, when he said that these are pirates who do not believe in our social contract. They are greedy. They're going to get everything they can. This is their last-ditch effort to take a few billion more dollars, folks.
Why 700 billion? Where did they pull this number from? Same box where they pulled 6 weeks of Iraq from?
We're looking at a house of cards in this country, and you know, I've seen that for years. I've seen that things aren't going to really change in terms of the power structure until the money goes bad, as hard as that's going to be on all of us. And the financial system is basically built on a house of cards. And we're beginning to see the wind blow. And the first few cards are starting to fall down.
I'm here today because the clause in the bailout legislation that says that there's no recourse, nobody can be investigated nor prosecuted at a later date, smells like a rat.
Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont has proposed a 4-point plan that provides for accountability, for the American taxpayer to have equity in whatever we bail out, for us to get a return on our investment, and would protect us, I think, from some of the worst abuses of what was originally put on the table. Of course, Senator Sanders is independent, so I don't know what chance he has in a bipartisan world to get, but he's very experienced and very knowledgeable. I think they should be listening to him.
Hey, let the market decide. If they're going to go bankrupt because of their bad decisions, fine. And then perhaps the government should step in at that point and buy up the little pieces that are left at fire sale prices and start a public institution. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac were created as public institutions. They should probably return to being public institutions, and that public institution should operate for the public benefit, not for $100 million golden parachutes for executives of Goldman Sachs, Lehman Brothers, Morgan Stanley, and people like that.
It's a criminal act, the bailout. It's a criminal act to make the U.S. taxpayers pay for the stupidity of the Wall Streeters.
If Congress wants to bail these people out, then we, the American taxpayers, should get equity in their companies.
And I feel that if we have a free and open market, we need to let it be a free market and let these corrections happen. And I think one possible outcome of this could be more affordable housing and rent for people that right now can't afford it. And so I don't really know what's going on, but I feel that nobody does, and it's too short a notice to just jump in and spend such an enormous amount of money.
As far as I can tell, his proposal doesn't have any brakes on it. It doesn't limit the golden parachutes that CEOs might possibly claim. And I don't see anything that would prevent this happening again in the future. So if we don't fix it, no deal.
One thing we all can do is be proactive. Make ourselves heard and make the position known and make the issues known. That's why we're here. People will be aware of the issues and hopefully join us and act on it.
I'm out here because I think something really is going wrong with our government, has been going wrong with our government for quite some time. But I think this is kind of a big climactic point in it all, and I feel like everybody needs to do what they can to at least get out and get their viewpoint heard.
That just puts even more fire under my ass to come out here and raise some hell.
People are out in the street all over the country over there, so people are angry. People are flooding their congressmen's offices with phone calls and saying, do not do this, do not just hand this money over to these people. And so they're scared. I think they're running scared. And I think it's high time that they started listening to the American people, because we know more about business apparently than they do.